Hello everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another cross-stitching video. In this video, I am going to be working on projects that I haven't worked on yet this month. It's currently June right now when I am starting this video. I think it's like June 29th. So I know that this video is going to come out technically in July and you're gonna be like, the beginning of the month, so that hasn't been that long, but I'm starting this in June, so basically projects I haven't worked on yet in June. So I have 3 cross-stitch projects right here, and I don't know exactly the order of how I'm going to work on things, but they haven't been worked on yet this month. I will say the names and insert pictures. So we have Witcher, which is by Thread Geeks. It's retired, and Thread Geeks now has just a lot of like AI charts the last time I looked. So Witcher by Thread Geeks. I also have Fables, which is from, my version is from Gecko Rouge, but it is by Medusa Dollmaker, and Medusa Dollmaker now charts and sells their charts on their own website. So Fables by Medusa Dollmaker. And then the last one is Dark Cinderella, which is still available, and that one is from Pain Free Crafts, and the artist is Barrett Biggers. So those are the 3 charts. I also have one chart that I might, if I have time at the end of the week, I might just throw it in because it's a summer chart that I want to work on. So we'll see if I get to it at the end of the week. I think what I might do is I might do like a 500 stitch rotation. So pick a project, do at least 500 stitches, and then switch to something else. So that's, I think, what I might do for this. We'll see what happens as the video goes on. Here are the 3 projects. I am going to put the 3 projects over here. I'm going to like mix up the bags, and then I'm just gonna grab one because I don't really care which one I work on first. It looks like we have Witcher. I could tell from the floss colors. So we have Witcher from Thread Geeks, and I think I'm gonna work on the background. I'll show you what I have done. So here is Witcher. There's lots of parked threads. So here is Witcher from Thread Geeks. This is on a 25 count 2/1 half cross, and I think last time had been working on his face, which I am loving the way his face is turning out, but I think this time I'm going to do some work on the background because the background is not always exciting, so I just want to get some of that done. And then once I have done my stitches on Witcher, I will come back and I will show you my starting place on the other charts. So I will be back once I have some background done on Witcher. After working on Witcher for 2 days, I am now ready to move on. And so I did, I think, 1,100 stitches, and I was working on this background here, and then also I think this is like the start of his hair. So it started to get into like confetti areas here where I was having to kind of like stitch, a couple stitches here, a couple stitches there, but I am happy with my progress, but I am ready to move on to something else just because the colors in this are kind of boring. I say that, but the project I pick is also not the most exciting colors. And so the next project I picked to work on is Fables, which is by Gecko Rouge, and it's artwork by Medusa Dollmaker. And this one, the colors are just all like blues, shades of blue. I don't think there's even any like black. I think it's literally just like all like blues, light blues, like there's these like light colors here that are still kind of tints of blue, but I am just excited to work on this one. I love this piece, and it's a smaller piece similar to Witcher, where I think these are both under 100,000 stitches, tiny little baby full coverages. And I am stitching this one on a 25 count 2/1 half cross, and I think my plan is just going to be to work on this for a couple days. I know at the beginning of the video I mentioned working on things and rotating every 500 stitches, but I don't really like switching that often all the time. Like, I would rather just work on a piece for a couple days and then work on something else. And so I'll most likely keep this piece out for like a day or 2 days. I'm trying to think. Today is Wednesday, so I'll probably keep this piece out today, Wednesday, and then also Thursday, and then switch pieces Thursday or Friday. And then I'll be working on Dark Cinderella. So that is my plan, is to stitch on this one for a couple of days. So we will see how much I end up getting done on Fables. It is now Friday, July 3rd, and I have done, I think, around 1,000 stitches on Fables, and I am ready to switch projects. So first I will show you what I've done, and I was working on this side of the chart, so I will try and get a before picture so you can see what it looked like before, but I was just working on mostly this portion of the chart, and I think I did like 400 stitches the first day, 300 the next day, and then I did 300 today. And yeah, it's time to switch. All of the light colors in this section are not my favorite things to stitch, and so now I will be switching to Dark Cinderella. And here is Dark Cinderella, which is artwork by Barrett Biggers and charted by Pain Free Crafts. And I think I'm going to work on the darker section just because I don't know if I want to do light stitches, but we will see in the next couple days what I actually end up working on because I don't really have it planned out. So this is on a 32 count 1/1 tent stitch, which is a half stitch, and I will say that in like some of the darker areas you can see the fabric through. The coverage isn't amazing up close, but when you get far away it's not as bad. So I will be back once I have done some stitching on Dark Cinderella. It is Monday and I am back with my final update for this video, and I did a little over 1,000 stitches into Dark Cinderella, which I am really happy with because I was getting to do some of like the blue stitches that are here. So I will insert a picture of the artwork to show you where I am stitching. This is like the middle of the top row, so we are getting into the area where there's going to be some like blues and like actual like things, because like this area is kind of like, you know, abstract. You don't really see a lot in this dark area. And now we get into the blues. There's going to be more things. So I am really happy with my progress on Dark Cinderella. I am actually so happy with it that I am going to be keeping it out for next week. I think that my theme for this week coming up is going to be stitching what I want. So I'm starting off with Dark Cinderella. After that, I most likely am going to be working on like Rose Library or something like that. But I am also in this next week going to be preparing for some new starts because my birthday is July 17th. And so I think I'm going to give myself a couple new starts. I'm not sure what they're going to be yet, so I need to pick out what I want to start, make sure I have the fabric and all my flosses, and, you know, just kind of get myself ready this week for my new starts that are going to happen next week. I'm going to be editing this clip in somewhere in my video because I had filmed the video and then I realized that I wanted to ask this question in this video so that you guys have a chance to weigh in with your opinions. So my birthday starts. I am not exactly sure what I'm going to be starting, but there are two charts that I'm trying to decide between for like a bigger start. And the two charts are both from Unconventional X Stitch, and I can't decide which one I should start for my little birthday starts. So I'm going to be asking you guys, and I'm going to show you the charts that I'm stuck between. And then you can comment down below which one you think I should start. And then I will start that one for my birthday. So the two that I'm between they're two that I've recently purchased. There is Flowers Rabbit. So I will insert the artwork for that one. It is a larger chart. I think it is 119,000 stitches. I'm looking at it on Pattern Keeper right now. So Flowers Rabbit, 119,000 stitches. The other chart is Cat Cafe. It is a mini, so it is only 81,000 stitches, so it's not really that much smaller. But yeah, I'm stuck between those two charts because I really like to do the flowers, but I also really like the greens and the colors of Cat Cafe. So I don't know which one I want to start first, and so you can leave a comment down below of which one you would like to see first between Flowers Rabbit or Cat Cafe. So that is all, and now I will get back to whatever was left of the video. So that is everything for this video. I don't really have much to talk about in terms of books because I am in the middle of a few books, but I am not really far enough to give like opinions or anything. And I did not do a lot of crochet or knitting just because there wasn't a lot of time for that. And I also, I became addicted to a game. So I got a game on my Steam Deck called Librarian where you're organizing books. Like all the books in the library are just all over the library and you have to organize them on their like proper shelf that they're supposed to be on. And so I will usually play that game and then put on an audiobook because there's not really any story to the game. You're literally just going around like picking up books and then you need to go put them where they need to be. And so I will listen to an audiobook and then I've been playing that librarian game. So that's been fun. In terms of other games, I have not really played much else, but there is the Steam Summer Sale, which is currently going on for another few days. And I have a whole bunch of stuff that I'm considering buying, but I don't know. I could go on like a gaming rant though. So obviously the price of all electronics has been going up because of, you know, chip shortages, and part of the chip shortages is from the whole data center AI thing. And so all the prices of just all the electronics are going crazy. So I got my Steam Deck last year before the prices went up, and now the prices have went up on Steam Decks by like a couple $100. PlayStation is raising the price of the PlayStation 5. Xbox raised the price of the Xbox Series S and the Series X, and they got rid of one line of the Xbox, like one storage model, because it would have been like so expensive that probably no one would have bought it. And it's just crazy what's happening in gaming, and it also just kind of sucks. And then you have like the PlayStation 6 is probably going to be very expensive because they have already said that the parts alone are like $1,000 for the PS6. And then there is what else? Oh, and then the whole getting rid of physical media. And it's like, if you get rid of discs, why would I not just keep playing PC like Steam games? I don't know. Gaming is going crazy right now. That is a whole nother rant. I still don't have a Switch 2, but at the same point now, when the Switch 2 first came out, I was like, $500 is kind of expensive for what it is. But now that all the other game systems are going so high price-wise, I'm like, $500 is like nothing compared to, you know, the $700, $800, $900 that some of these other systems are right now. I don't know. It's crazy. That is a non-cross-stitch related rant. Anyways, I will be back next week where I will be working on the projects that I want to work on, whatever that is, and also getting ready for some new starts. So I will see you all then. Bye!